You know the moment I'm talking about? When you're halfway through a recipe you've made a dozen times, and your old stand mixer starts to stall, shake, or just give up. You try to push through it, but deep down, you're thinking, why does something as simple as baking bread have to feel like a chore? If cooking is your escape, your creative outlet, or even your way of caring for family, then your tools shouldn't be holding you back. They should be helping you shine. But here's the truth. Too many home mixers just aren't built for real-life recipes anymore. They struggle with thick batters, scream when you turn them on, and force you to babysit them every step of the way. That's not joy, that's stress. And you deserve better. That's where the Cuisinart SM50BL 12-speed stand mixer comes in. This sleek, die-cast metal machine is more than just eye candy and periwinkle blue. It delivers real power, real control, and real peace of mind. With a 500-watt motor, a generous 5.5-quart stainless steel bowl, and 12 speeds for total precision, it's designed to handle everything from featherlight egg whites to stiff sourdough without breaking a sweat or making you break yours. It's quiet enough to use while the family's watching TV, it's strong enough to tackle a double batch of cookies, and it's smart enough to come with a splash guard that actually works, saving your counters and your sanity. Plus, it includes everything you need out of the box: a chef's whisk, a dough hook, a flat paddle, and a splash guard with a pour spout that's surprisingly effective. And if you want to expand later, Cuisinart offers add-ons like a pasta roller, a meat grinder, even a frozen dessert maker. But, and this is important, it's not perfect. There's a small detail in the design that some users find frustrating, and depending on how you use your mixer, it could be a real issue. So stick around, because I'll walk you through that part later in the video. If you've ever felt like your mixer was the weak link in your kitchen, or like you're doing all the heavy lifting yourself, this might just be the upgrade you didn't know you needed. Tap that like button if you've been there before, and if you want to check out today's price or grab one while it's still available, the safe link is in the description and pinned comments. There's something satisfying about using a tool that feels like it was made for real cooking. The Cuisinart SM50BL stand mixer doesn't just sit on your counter looking pretty in periwinkle blue. It feels like the kind of equipment a seasoned home cook would reach for at the start of every recipe. The die-cast metal body gives it that serious, grounded feel, like it's not just ready for weekend cookies, but for everyday kitchen duty. At just over 18 pounds, it strikes the perfect balance. It's light enough to move when you need to clean behind it, but heavy enough to stay planted when you're kneading tough dough or beating thick batter. You won't need to brace it with one hand like you do with lighter mixers. This one stays put and lets you focus on the food. The tilt-back head glides smoothly, locking securely in the upright position, which makes swapping attachments feel effortless. That locking mechanism is a small detail, but it matters, especially when you're mid-recipe and your hands are covered in flour or butter. It's the kind of design that makes you feel like the mixer is working with you, not against you. Now, let's talk controls. The 12-speed dial is incredibly intuitive, with enough nuance to move from gentle stirring to full-on whipping without any sudden jumps. And the slow start feature? A game changer. Instead of a flour explosion the second you turn it on, the mixer eases into speed like a well-trained sous chef. You get control, precision, and a lot less mess. The 5.5-quart stainless steel bowl is deep, polished, and easy to clean. It's large enough to make dough for 2 loaves of bread, whip up a double batch of birthday cake batter, or mashed potatoes for the whole family, all without overflow or splatter. Now, here's one detail that might catch you off guard. The bowl's central placement and fixed mount mean you may need to pause and tilt the head back to add thick or bulky ingredients mid-mix. It's a slight interruption in flow. Not a deal breaker, but if you often tweak your recipes on the fly, it's something to be aware of. That said, the splash guard with a pour spout does help a lot, especially with liquid additions or sifted dry ingredients. Overall, the construction of this mixer blends durability with usability. It doesn't just look professional. It feels like a tool that's built for daily life in a real kitchen, where performance, not just style, makes all the difference. A mixer isn't just a machine, it's your extra pair of hands in the kitchen. And when it performs well, everything else flows better. That's where the Cuisinart SM50BL stand mixer quietly stands out. And I do mean quietly. One of the first things you'll notice in real use is how smooth and calm it runs, even on higher speeds. You can carry a conversation or listen to music while it's working. No more yelling over a noisy motor. The heart of this mixer is its 500-watt motor, and it's not just strong. It's smart. It handles dense bread dough with steady torque, whips up cream to soft peaks in under 2 minutes, and powers through a double batch of oatmeal cookie dough without slowing down. It's like having the reliability of a commercial mixer, but in a form that fits neatly on your home counter. What really makes a difference is the 12-speed control. It gives you that fine-tuned touch you usually only get in high-end machines. Whether you're gently folding in fresh fruit or whipping egg whites into glossy peaks, the control dial lets you match the exact texture you need. No overmixing, no splatter, no guesswork. The slow start feature is a real lifesaver too. Turn the dial, and instead of that sudden burst that sends flour flying, the mixer gradually builds up speed. It protects your ingredients, your counters, and your mood. But let's be honest, it's not perfect. If you're working with very small amounts, like a single egg white or half a cup of glaze, the whisk attachment may not reach all the way to the bottom. It's a minor inconvenience, and for those tiny jobs, you might still want to keep a hand mixer nearby. But for anything else, this mixer doesn't blink. The metal attachments, whisk, dough hook, and paddle lock in smoothly and feel solid in your hands. The mixing action is consistent, without unnecessary wobbling or vibrations, even during tougher tasks. At the end of the day, this isn't just about performance, it's about making your time in the kitchen more effortless. From weeknight pizza to weekend cupcakes, the SM50BL helps you cook with confidence and enjoy the process. Using the Cuisinart SM50BL stand mixer feels a lot like driving a well-built car. Every control responds the way you expect it to, nothing feels clunky or confusing, and the whole experience just flows. That's the kind of usability you want in a kitchen appliance, especially one you'll rely on often. The tilt-back head moves smoothly and locks securely, giving you quick access to the bowl and attachments. Whether you're adding ingredients or switching tools mid-recipe, it feels sturdy and safe. No surprises, no sudden drops. The 12-speed dial is positioned front and center with a textured grip that's easy to turn even with flour on your fingers. And right next to it, there's a visual guide that helps you match each attachment to its ideal speed. It's a small detail, but it takes the guesswork out of the equation. Perfect for those busy nights when you're juggling multiple tasks at once. Now here's something that makes this mixer especially kitchen-friendly. It's compact enough to stay on the counter, yet sleek enough to store in most standard cabinets if you prefer a clutter-free space. The mixer's profile is low and balanced, and at just over 18 pounds, it's heavy enough for stability, but not a burden to move. Cleaning is surprisingly painless. The stainless steel bowl and all 3 attachments, whisk, paddle, and dough hook, are dishwasher safe, saving you time and hassle. The splash guard wipes down easily, and the mixer's smooth metal body doesn't collect grime like textured finishes sometimes do. One swipe with a damp cloth, and it's clean. Now, for transparency, the splash guard comes in 2 pieces and does need to be removed before lifting the head or changing attachments. While it's great for preventing mess and features a well-designed pour spout, this extra step can slow you down slightly during fast-paced prep. Still, in day-to-day use, the SM50BL proves to be not only user-friendly, but expandable. With optional add-ons like a pasta roller, meat grinder, and ice cream maker, it's more than a mixer. It's a full culinary station ready to grow with your skills and creativity. At the end of the day, the Cuisinart SM50BL stand mixer is not just a tool, it's a kitchen partner. It brings real power, smart design, and everyday practicality into one sleek machine that actually makes cooking easier, faster, and more enjoyable. Whether you're a weekend baker or a weekday multitasker, this mixer gives you the control and consistency you need without the noise, the mess, or the frustration. From its quiet 500-watt motor to the intuitive 12-speed control and the versatility of optional attachments, it's built to grow with you, not limit you. Sure, it has its quirks, like the 2-piece splash guard or the slightly tricky access for very small batches, but none of those are deal breakers. In fact, they're minor trade-offs for a machine that performs this well at this price point and with this level of reliability. If you value performance, versatility, and a little style on your countertop, this one's hard to beat. So here's what to do next. If this review helped you, hit that like button to support the channel. Subscribe for more real-world kitchen gear reviews every week. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's your favorite go-to recipe when you use your stand mixer? And of course, if you're ready to take the next step, check the safe link in the description and pinned comments to see today's deal on the Cuisinart SM50BL. You might be surprised at how much value this little powerhouse offers, because in the kitchen, the right tools don't just help you cook, they help you create.